Hey there guys, it's Tom from Dolphin Dive Productions. Welcome to another video in our Christmas extravaganza series. If you're not too sure what it is, please check out the first video on the 1st of December to find out about the giveaway and what you can win. However, this video is a breakdown of the second free game that you can get from PlayStation 4 this December. It's called King's Quest. It starts straight away, really. It thrusts you straight in after clicking on the start the new campaign. Puts you in a forest with the main character. No tutorials. The place is eerie. It's creepy. The ambience, the music is really quite odd. And without any guidance, you kind of make your way very carefully, because much like the character, you're not too sure what's going to happen. It kind of makes the mood up perfectly, where you're like your character, you don't really know what's going on, you're not too sure what to expect, and you make your way to a well, and you lower yourself down after interacting with it. A voice of an old man kind of starts to narrate over the top. You realise it's a flashback. It's a memory of this older man looking back at his younger self and his exploits. The young boy then starts asking questions. And it plays out beautifully as a grandfather telling stories to an enthralled youngster, an enthralled grandson, much like a lot of us have experienced in our own lives. Added in with gentle humour, lovable characters, and a kingdom with areas and quests to explore and really get you sort of like immersed in where you are and trying to find out just basically more about it. You want to find out more. It's a gripping blend of puzzle solving, action. Even the quick time events. I always don't come down hard on quick time events because they're never really new. They're never really anything exciting. It's just like, oh, press Y here, press triangle here, press X here. But what King's Quest does really well is it made them funny. It made them unique in the way that the character acted to them, and the way it actually played out the quick time events. It was actually quite fun. I've never had fun with a quick time event. It's actually quite good fun. We then learned that the grandfather is actually the king of said kingdom. And then it merges into the present day. After the first quest, you find this sort of magical mirror, and then you find out that mirror actually got him on the king's good side, his younger self's king's good side, and he's still got that mirror to this day. It's like a trophy of his exploits and of his accomplishments when he was younger. And his grandson is actually preparing for a tournament in the present day, and his grandfather's giving him advice. And what's beautiful about this game is at the start, after the world, you actually have to make a choice. I won't give out any spoilers, but that choice makes other characters reflect on you as a king, makes the dialogue different, adds a nice variety as well. And as always, when you get multiple choices and when you get multiple ways things can play out, you get that air of replayability about it. Like, what happens if I had selected a different way of doing this? What happens if I approach this from a different perspective? What if I was evil instead of good? And the dialogue is stunning. The characters look brilliant, and that brings me quite nicely actually onto the art style. The art style is just beautiful. It's an artistic sort of canvas of colour. It's bright, it's cheery when it wants to be, and then it can be dark and dreary when it needs to be, and that really sets it aside. I find it difficult to compare it to Gauntlet. Normally these two games wouldn't be compared to each other, but in the aspect of this being a December free game review, then I have to, because they're kind of up against each other. But Gauntlet didn't really have any sort of like balance of colour schemes or anything new or anything exciting in it, whereas this game has got colour, it's got horror, it's got creepiness, it's got light-hearted, jovial aspect to it, as well as this character is sort of like from How to Train a Dragon. The main character there is that sort of like, he's not like strong, he's not brute force, he's not a fantastic archer, he's not a master swordsman. He's kind of like an average Joe, but he's got a really clever mind and a way of figuring things out, and that's what the gameplay does. It asks you to figure stuff out. It doesn't just go here, do this, do that, do this. There are many different ways you can do it, and in some places you can actually get ahead of the story, and that's when that humour and the talking between grandson and grandfather come into it. You know, the grandfather will say a pun, and the grandson will react to it, and he's like, "Oh, that's terrible," or you make a wrong choice in the memory, and the grandfather says, "Well, that's what would have happened, but we know we chose the right way." And then you just go back and play it through again. So it's so beautifully and subtly done that I ended up just like, oh, I got that bit right. but I wonder what happens if I actually did it wrong. And I went back and actually died on purpose or got hit on purpose just to see what the interaction between the two people was like. I played the game for the same length as the other one, the same length as Gauntlet, 1 hour and 30 minutes exactly. And the difference is I cannot wait to play this again. I'm at a point now where I actually want to know more. I'm actually at a point where I'm doing a full-on quest competition tournament, and I want to know how I succeed because it's a memory. And then I want to see how the younger guy does in the competition that he's in. I want to see how my choices reflect on him being victorious or him being defeated, how he reacts to that defeat. There's so many levels of gameplay going on here, I can't really explain it. It's absolutely brilliant. It's an engaging story in 2 timelines, genuinely laugh out loud moments, and it carries with it a charm and a sense of wonder that really other games haven't really given me in a single player campaign, and it just makes you want to find out more. So in conclusion, I'm going to say this is either the star on top of the tree or a set of fairy lights you bundled away last year and you pull them out this year and all the bulbs work. That's where I'm at the moment. So I would definitely recommend King's Quest if you're looking for that engaging single player aspect. Gauntlet if you're looking just for a bit of fun with 3 other friends in a 4-player mash 'em up dungeon crawler thing. But thank you so much for all the comments. The reaction to this advent calendar has been fantastic. Sorry for being a day late. The project on this one kind of crashed and I lost it all and I had to restart everything. But I'm going to make it up to you with a special double dayer, 2 videos in one day. And I think I've got an idea for that. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. I can't say Happy Christmas yet. No, until next time, stay frosty. Ugh.